Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Valerie. Today I'm going to be reconciling my accounts with you in YNAB, or You Need a Budget. I've been using YNAB consistently for the last 3 years. It has helped me control my spending as well as money management. So now at the age of 37, I'm completely debt free as of this past December. So if you're interested in how I budget my finances, let's get to it. I'm going to be starting in my checking account. I did make a transaction to transfer money from my checking account to my bills account. So in the last video, I explained how I have all of my actual bills coming out of a bills checking account, because I like to keep my actual checking account almost like a holding, but also using my checking account as money that I can freely spend from if I need to. My bills account is strictly for money that I know has to go directly to a bill. That way I know I can't touch it. So I did transfer $103.67 to that to cover some subscriptions that were coming out. So we're going to go ahead and click this box and check approve, because that did occur. And always when I'm budgeting, I have my bank open so I can verify the transactions are correct. So right now I'm looking at my checking account to verify that the balance does match, and I can go ahead and reconcile that. Now into my bills account, I have the $103 that I transferred from the checking. So it says transfer from my checking account here, so it won't get a category. So I'll go ahead and approve that one. And then I have this transaction that I sent to my Amex card to pay off a subscription. I'm gonna go ahead and approve that because I did make that payment. I made that payment on the 17th. That way it can post before the due date of the 21st for the Amex card. So my bills account does have a balance, a cleared balance of $103.67. So that is reconciled. My next payment coming out of this account is my T-Mobile one. Next is my Apple High Yield Savings. This one I mentioned, I don't transfer any money to this account directly. Any deposits into this account, which I'm going to change the payee names, any deposits that come into this account is strictly from purchases that I made with my Apple card. Because with the Apple card, you get the 1%, 2%, and 3% cash back, and Apple will automatically put that cash back into a high yield savings account for you. So I did purchase another book on, so that's why I got some cash back on that one. So that 33 cents is correct. So I'm gonna go ahead and approve that. And so my balance is $146.18. So I can go ahead and reconcile the account. And I'm gonna change the deposit name for these to the Apple Daily Cash so they can all be the same. So this is one way to do this, by clicking the actual payee name and creating your own, or using another payee that you already have. Or you can go to your account up here and you can click on manage payees, and then you can type the one that you're looking for to change. Here it shows that I have 3 transactions with this with this listed as the payee, I have to verify that these are the same payees for the account, because sometimes you might have a deposit, or just for this scenario, you could have a payee name that's in multiple accounts. So you want to make sure this is the one that you want to change. So this payee is strictly only being used right now in my Apple High Yield Savings account. So I'm going to select that one, and I'm also going to go to the Apple Daily Cash, and I'm going to select the box in front of it, so both the deposit and the Apple Daily Cash payee are selected, and I'm going to combine them so that they both say Apple Daily Cash. So I'm just going to copy this here and paste it. So once I click combine, the deposit payees over here are going to change to Apple Daily Cash. And you see it has changed it, and so now I'm done. And you can do that with any of your payees. I do that a lot because sometimes I don't like the name of the transactions that come in through my bank account, because sometimes it'll have like ACH transaction with a whole bunch of numbers. You might not even know where that came from. So I like to change the name to something that I can remember, or the actual name of the store or whatnot, where the purchase was made. So that's what I like to do. Next, we're going to go to my actual Apple Card. So this one needs a category for $10.99. This is the book that I purchased. I was excited to buy this book because I already read the first one. I read the first book in this series in 3 days. It was called Legendborn. Great read if you enjoy books. So we're going to change this category to my books. So I have $19.37 available there. And I like to put the name of the books that I purchased. This one was called Bloodmarked. Great book. And I'm going to go ahead and approve that transaction. So now it's showing my balance, my cleared balance was $47.34, which does match my Apple Card. So I'm going to go ahead and reconcile that one. And anytime you see this money over here, this is just telling you how much money on your budget you have allocated to pay the bill. So I already have $47.34 ready to pay this balance based on my budget. Capital One, let's open up that card. Let's see, I have these two transactions are both reoccurring transactions. Waiting for this to sign me in. Okay. So both of these transactions are reoccurring. So I'm gonna go ahead and approve them because I know they're in the account. I have to wait for the access code. It's taking a minute. So my Zumba and my charity payment are on a subscription, so I automatically have those listed here as scheduled transactions to be posted automatically each month. This one is the Hulu, which is also a recurring subscription. So I'm going to go ahead and approve that. It has the link because once my reoccurring, my scheduled transaction posts on here, when it comes from the actual bank imported, it'll match it to my transaction. So that's why you'll see a link here, because I do have my accounts link, so it'll automatically import. But I do like to add my transactions as I make them as well. So let's approve that one. My bank is not sending me the code. To log into my Capital One. My network might be going in and out. Hopefully it'll work here soon, but we can come back to that one. I still have my Navy Federal one open, so we'll go to my Amex. So this is the payment that I made from my bills account to the credit card. So let me go ahead and approve this one. And then this next transaction was an expense that I make where I'm living right now. I do have to pay offline my internet and transportation. So I like to just label these as random fees because it's not consistent. Because the expenses here are actually from December. So I like to leave that in the memo so I know which month it covers, because the bills do not come in after the month is over. It's usually a few months down the line, since it is March and this was an expense from December. So that is good. So with this unexpected, it was expected, but it was unexpected. So I don't have the money budgeted into my random fees for this. So now it's going to show as overspending for March, because I did not plan for this amount. So I need to now go to my budget and I need to fix this overspending. I do have money in my next month category that I can cover the overspending with. So here is the random fees category, and it's showing that I'm overspent on my Amex credit card. You'll see the little credit card symbol here showing that it's overspent. So I can click on this and I can select to cover this overspending with, and I can just select which category I want to pull the money from. Or you can also do it manually by subtracting the money from the category and then manually typing the amount here. But if you don't want to worry about missing or messing with any incorrect numbers or mistyping anything, I just like to click on the amount itself and just cover the overspending with the correct category. And so then it'll show as fully spent, and then the amount will be deducted from that category. Also, if you did not have a next month, if you're not 1 month ahead, which is the only reason why I have this amount in this next month category, is because I'm 1 month ahead. So if you were not 1 month ahead, you would have to roll with the punches, which is one of the YNAB 4 rules. So you would have to then take money from another category to cover that overspending. So if I didn't have that holding category, I probably would have taken money from my stuff I forgot to budget for, or from any household or self-care categories that I'm not using. So now that that's covered, I don't have any other overspending for the month. Again, I've already budgeted for the entire month of March. The rest of this money will go into the next month as a rollover, as well as the paycheck that I will get next week. I do want to make an update to my checking scheduled transaction because my next check is going to be a little higher. I wrote it down because I checked my statement. So this paycheck coming in is going to be $22.88.50. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. I'm not sure if that's going to be a change on all of my future paychecks, but this one for sure is for this end of the month. Also, it showed my my new what is it called? My contribution to my Roth was $236.49. So I'm going to just mark that as on the 29th as well for the paycheck as an inflow. So $236.49. I'm going to just put I can't spell employee employer what do I want to name it? Because this is a tracking account, so it's not going to have any automatic transaction come in. So I'm just name it monthly contribution. Yeah. And we'll just leave it at that. And so that's scheduled to hit on the same day as my paycheck, $236.49. Yes. All right. Also, on the first of the month, I'll go into my actual TSP and verify any interest for the month, and I'll reconcile that amount as well. Now, back on my budget, I do want to go into next month, and I want to look at my savings because I want to go ahead and prepare the amounts that I need for my savings categories. Because right now I use let me minimize these. For my savings goals, I use a savings chart, like save 10,000 in a year, save 5,000 in a year. So that's what I'm going to be putting for the amount. That's what I'm going to be using to calculate how much I need to add for the month of April for each category. So for my new car, I want to save up $10,000. So for April, it's saying that I need $533.34. But I like to go by the this one right here, save 10,000 in a year. So let me pull up a calendar on my phone. Oh, and I just got the, I think I just got the code for my Capital One, but it might be too late. It's expired code. They need to redo another one. But yes, so I like to use this right here. So I like to go to my calendar for the month of April. We have weeks 15, 16, 17, and 18. So 170, 280, 80, and 130. So, oh wait, and 14, sorry. 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Yes, so there's 4 weeks plus 2 days. So that first week of May is also part of April. So let's add up those amounts. So we have 120 plus 170 plus 280 plus 80 plus 130 is $780. So I'm going to add that in the notes here. For how much that I need to deposit into that account. And then for my safety net, I'm trying to, so I like to differentiate my safety net from my emergency fund, because I like to keep my emergency fund strictly in my credit union, because to me, with an emergency fund, in the event of an emergency, I need to get to that money like ASAP. So I want to be able to go to the bank, go to the ATM, and get that money out quick. So I like to keep the $1,000 in my credit union savings account, and then my safety net is what I would use to, in the event that I don't have a job anymore. So this is going to be my to cover my 3 to 6 months of expenses. This is what I'm building my safety net up for. So for $30,000, I still have a ways to go, because before I was putting all of my extra money towards paying off my student loans, because I had, with student loans and credit card debt, I had close to $80,000 in debt that I needed to pay. And so I got all of that by just throwing any extra money towards that and not really doing anything with my savings. So now I'm having to build that up for my future, as well as my retirement fund. So eventually, I don't know how much I want to put into the safety net right now. So I'm going to skip that for right now. For travel, I know I want to save up $5,000. I will be traveling next month, all of next month actually, back home to visit. So some of this money is going to get used, but I do want to save up $5,000. So I'll be using the save $5,000 in a year for this one. So we're going to do the same thing. Add it up, weeks 14 through 18, to see how much money we need to post for the month of April. So we have $60 plus 85 plus 140 plus 40 plus 65 is $390. So I'm going to, so to hit enter in this, in the notes, you have to, well, on a Mac, you need to hit shift and enter. I don't know what you have to do for PC. But yeah, so 390 for April. And then I just like to keep in here any notes for my accounts. So Right now, I know a passport renewal is $130, but I won't have to renew my passport for about 10 years because I just got a new one. So, and then wedding, I'm not really saving anything into it right now. Right now, it's just going to be what I have left until I have an actual like goal date or something in mind. Yes. So do I don't, yeah. I think that's it for right now. Let me go back to March. Yeah. So once I get my paycheck next week on the 29th, I'll be doing a video and I'll show you how I budget all of that straight into the next month in that video. Let me double check with my Capital One again. I don't know why it wants to act up now. There we go. Okay. So my Capital One balance right now is $49.74. That is the cleared balance. So it does match what YNAB is showing for the cleared balance. It does not have my Zumba subscription posted yet. So that'll still remain as uncleared balance. But I can go ahead and reconcile the account because the cleared balances do match each other. So that one is all set to go. I do want to it does have my Crunchyroll pending as well already. It's showing as pending, so maybe the payment from the company is coming through a little bit early. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as the 22nd since it is showing as pending. And I'm going to enter this transaction for March just to approve it as being in here. So it'll show as pending as an uncleared balance because both of these two transactions are showing as pending for Capital One. So now I have the money available to pay that. So going back to my budget, I have money for my Capital One, my Amex, and my Apple Card. So even though my Capital One is not due until the 13th, I will be paying it at the end of the month. So I like to pay my my credit cards twice. I like to make sure they're paid before their statement before their statement due date and before it posts to my credit unions. And I also like to make sure it's paid at the end of the month because I do not want these transactions to roll over into the next month. It's not a requirement. This is not something mandatory, but this is just something that I like to do for my own accounts. So in next week's video, I will be showing you how I transfer the money from my checking to my bills, and then adding the payment transactions to each of these credit card accounts as well. So that's all I have for today's video. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. We'd love to have you. Also, if you have any questions about YNAB or questions about why I do my budget a certain way, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. I'll be getting a referral link for YNAB within the next week. I was able to switch my my subscription from Apple to YNAB directly, so now I'll be able to actually have a referral link for you. So when you use that link, you'll be able to get 30 days for free, additional 30 days. So if you use just the regular YNAB.com, you'll be able to get 34 days for a free trial. But if you use my referral link, you'll get an additional 30 days once you subscribe. So it'll be a total of 64 days free. And I will also get 30 days free. So a month for you and a month for me. Win-win. So that's so I'll get that within the next week. I'll put it in the description box for this video as well as my video from last week. Well, I hope you all have an amazing week, an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.